Okay, see if you can do this training session. Simple training session. All you need is a treadmill. Simple. You can do it whether you're on a business trip and you're staying in a hotel. You do it at home if you've got a treadmill. You can do it at your gym if you've got a treadmill. The smoke at the moment outside is horrific. So I had to go to the treadmill today at the gym where there's air purifiers, and it was just 10 times 2 minutes, 10% incline with 10 kilometers per hour. So 6 minutes per kilometer. It's pretty easy for me to do that. I'm still going into zone 3, so my heart rate is about 160 per minute, and I'll post a screenshot of my heart rate and the kind of ups and downs. The key is this: it's interval training, so you've got to pace it. So before you start, make sure you're warmed up properly. So remember, 10%, 10 kilometers per hour, or whatever speed you can manage. Now, if you can manage 4 kilometers per hour, 5 kilometers an hour, and that's maybe walking for you or a little jog, if you can manage 12, 13, 15 kilometers per hour, fantastic. Everybody can do this at every level. It's a great test to see where you're up to, and you can see how you're improving because you keep it at 10%. 10% is a great gradient to work at, but look at the kilometers per hour and track it over the week. So how did I feel? How did my heart rate go? You can see your heart rate if you're wearing a heart rate monitor. You've got an Apple Watch or whatever. And then over the weeks, you can track it really easy. But your warm up, you need to get ready to do those first and second reps. So those reps are not warm ups. Warm up ready. So I literally got on the treadmill today, walked for 2-3 minutes, got to a point where I'm pretty comfortable. I'm starting to put the gradient up 3-4%, starting to feel the glutes engage. Super important. You want the glutes to be doing the work here. So this session is not just your 10 times 2 minutes interval session. What you're doing here is a strength session. You're building the power muscles, the glutes and the hamstrings. You're making your running economy better, because if you can run efficiently up at 10%, imagine what you can do on a flat. Imagine what you can do when it's only a hill of 5%. Makes you a super powerful runner, yeah? So you're focused in the warm-up of warming and engaging, warming up the glutes, the hamstrings. They're the power muscles that are going to do it. Of course, the calves are going to hit as well. Of course, the quad is going to be picking the leg up and then propelling you forward. And make sure your toes are warmed up as well. Feel your toes. As you're walking, feel your toes in your shoes. Warm up to a point where you're gradually increasing the gradient. So you've gone up 4, 5, 6, 7%, and you're gradually increasing the pace, 6, 7, 8 kilometers per hour. And then you get to a point, and it took me 9 minutes to do this, to get to this point. Get to a point where, right, okay, I'm ready to do 10%, 10 kilometers an hour. Super, super, super session. And it's super important that the last couple of minutes of that warm up, you're getting up there. So you're getting up towards the pace you want to be running throughout the session, and you're getting up to 10%. Once you can do that, then you're ready to start the session. So the watch is programmed, so it's 10 times 2 minutes with 1 minute rest recovery. And in that rest recovery, the purpose is to go from the heart rate that you're in. For me today, it was 160 to 165 beats, all the way down as much as you possibly can. To take some water. It was hot in the gym. It's probably about 30 degrees in the gym for me, 30 degrees Celsius. And then the purpose is bring the heart rate down. So recover, get the breathing in check, get control of yourself, and bring the heart rate down from 165 all the way down to about 125, 135 beats to me. So it's jumping 30 to 40 beats down, and that's a great sign of fitness. It's a great sign of the highest heart rate, what you're doing, and how quick you can recover. So keep those recoveries at 1 minute, even over the weeks and months as you progress this session, and maybe you get faster. Keep the rest at a minute so you can judge how much fitter you're getting. And it's another great indicator of fitness, how much that heart rate is able to jump down. It can also indicate when you're starting to get ill, because if your heart rate is not coming down, maybe that's a sign that you've got an infection and you need to kind of dial it back a little bit whilst you fight that infection. So yeah, so in that first session, in that first rep, you get to a point, you're ready, okay, you're warmed up. Don't leave a big gap between the warm-up and actually getting started. Make sure the heart rate is still up there, then hit it. And then that first rep, what you're trying to do is you're trying to gain control. You're trying to get in control of your body. Are my glutes firing? Are they doing the majority of the work? Yes, they were. Hamstrings, are they doing the majority of the work? Brilliant. How do my calves feel? How do my feet feel? Are my feet comfortable inside the shoes? Yeah, great. You're only running for 2 minutes in that first rep, but you want to be in full control. So you want to be looking, okay, after 1 minute, what is my heart rate? Great, okay, we're on target. What am I going to be at within this? Does that warm up, as it indicated, what zone we're going to go into, or how much effort, how much heart rate we're going to have to put in order to finish this rep. And what you should see, and I'll put a picture of this in the video, but what you should see is your heart rate is creeping up throughout the rep, and then you're going down on the recovery, and it's creeping up again through the rep, and it's going down in the recovery. So I'll put a screenshot in this so you can see those 10 times 2 minutes. And then, yeah, I feel in control. And then I'm watching my heart rate. It's probably getting up to 160 during the first and second reps. And then as you become a little bit more dehydrated, there's going to be some heart rate drift. It doesn't matter whether you're in a cold country or hot country, you're going to get some heart rate drift. You're going to get slight dehydration because no matter how much you're losing, no matter how much sweat you're losing, you can't replace that with water, and it's going to take time. And so there's going to be a bit of heart rate drift, yeah? And then what you're trying to do is control the entire session. So within those 10 times 2 minutes, you're making sure that, okay, can I bring the heart rate down during the recovery in order to give myself enough slack to be able to go up gradually towards that top heart rate, 163 beats for me, 165 beats. So I'm hitting that, but it's gradual towards. So it's going from 130 beats all the way up to 160, 165 beats, but I'm in control. I'm in control of my breathing. I feel as if I could probably do a bit more, probably do 3, 4, 5 minutes on this, but I'm working the body properly. So the power muscles are doing the job for me. The power muscles, the glutes, the hamstrings, they're doing the job. I feel as if I'm in control. And my arms driving, so you're checking your technique as you're running. So you check it, are my arms driving? Do I feel as if they're coming up to the right level? They're slightly across, as somebody mentioned quite recently, it's not kind of driving straight like that, which is going to throw your back off and not be there for your legs. If your left leg is forward, there's a correction that you're doing. So it's kind of like this, but not too much, yeah? You're not kind of knitting like this, which is swaying the torso, but you're in control. So you're feeling your body. Am I running in the correct way? If I had to do this for 10K uphill at 10%, what could I keep? Yeah, so you're working at a great heart rate like that, and the heart rate is moving up, so you're putting some effort in, but you're in full control. So what you're seeing is if you're doing a good warm-up and you're getting your heart rate up, and you're getting up to that 10%, and whatever kilometers per hour you can do, 10 kilometers per hour, 10%, great session. See what you can do if you can do that. But then as you're moving up and you're able to hit that first and second rep, and then you're able to dig in third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and then your 9th and 10th rep, you want to be around about the same effort level as the first two. And then you've paced the session properly. It doesn't matter whether it's 10 times 2 minutes, 20 times 400 meters, 6 times a kilometer, whatever interval session you're doing, you want the effort level at those last 2, 3 reps to be exactly the same as the first 1, 2, 3. And that's you in control of the session. So yeah, good luck, great session, 10% on the treadmill, 10 kilometers per hour, see what you can do. Can you do that? Can you do a faster speed? You have to, if you want to start small or lower kilometers per hour, lower speed, absolutely fine. This session is about you. It's about you getting better. If you need to start, if you're not used to hills and you need to start with a lower gradient, I'd suggest you start on something like 5% and then gradually work up from there. Hills are, if there is one shortcut in running training, it's hills. Hills are going to build your strength. They're going to build your muscles so that you're faster. They're going to build your speed. And they're also going to make you a more robust, all-round, strong runner. Good luck.